Soccer is a very competitive sport and everybody is trying to win. Team after team take each other on in the pitch and try to see who the better team is and mix of players. With this, the sport creates a lot of feuds between players and teams. But what are some of the biggest feuds in soccer, and have you heard of them? On today's list, we will be going over the biggest soccer feuds you never knew about. You won't want to miss this awesome list. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Now, onto the list. First up, Birmingham versus Aston Villa. Rivalries such as this are often the most intense, as fans can often live in close proximity, and therefore the chances for them to antagonize each other is much more likely. In these cases, the spirit of us versus them begins on the playground. Our example of this is Birmingham versus Aston Villa. It is no exception, as some seasons have shown. In the most recent season, we saw some crowd issues after Birmingham beat Aston Villa with a pitch invasion and missiles thrown, as well as fighting on the streets. This feud is definitely something that causes fury in some fans. Next up, Zinedine Zidane versus Marco Materazzi. This one is perhaps one of the most famous feuds in football, but you might not have heard everything about it. Zinedine Zidane, one of the all-time great players, didn't take kindly to Marco Materazzi's comments about his sister and delivered a headbutt to the chest that has provided the world with many images of this action. They spread around the internet like wildfire. Zidane, understandably, is regularly asked about this incident and on a few occasions has denied to apologize and admitted that he should have been sent off. This beef really is deep. They won't even admit they are in the wrong. Next up, Carlos Tevez versus Manchester City. Carlos Tevez has been brilliant for Manchester City since making the move across the city in 2009. The statistics speak for themselves. 43 goals in 63 league games is an incredible record that speaks for itself. However, twice in less than a year, Carlos Tevez has handed in transfer requests, citing homesickness. This hasn't gone down too well with City fans, especially considering that after a potential move to Corinthians, Brazil fell through, the striker has been linked to Inter Milan, hardly closer to home. He really has some beef with the team who won't let him do what he wants. Should he be able to do whatever he wants? Next up, Mario Balotelli versus Inter Milan. Since rising to prominence with Inter Milan, Mario Balotelli has been a constant source of amusement and anger. Balotelli's actions whilst at Inter made him rather unpopular. At the end of a match against Barcelona, the striker threw his shirt to the ground due to being booed by fans. This show of disrespect didn't go down well with anyone, including his teammates. Some of the fans even tried to attack him. Balotelli really got in hot water for this. Not many people liked what he did and was doing. No wonder he was booed down by some fans. Next up, Sir Alex Ferguson versus the BBC. Sir Alex is always game for a fight and has gotten into a fair few feuds in the past. After the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, aired a program in 2004 claiming that Ferguson's son, Jason, a football agent, traded off his father's name and used his relationship with his father to exploit the transfer market for his own benefit, Ferguson enacted a boycott on all interviews with the BBC, with his assistants filling in for him. Sir Alex Ferguson is definitely a controversial figure in all of soccer. He is someone people talk a lot of trash about. Though this feud was based on television, it's not as well known due to the amount of beef the man has with others. Next up, Silvio Berlusconi versus the law. Silvio Berlusconi has had some problems in his life. The 74-year-old's problems are quite severe. One of these trials was even football related. He was accused of secretly paying Torino FC 5 million euros in order to bring Gianluigi Latini to AC Milan. However, this trial was dropped due to changes in the financial laws of the country, and the government decided to drop the case. Berlusconi also got into legal trouble due to a relationship with an underage girl. Though it's not completely soccer related, it's definitely something important based around the sport. Next up, Nicolas Anelka versus France. France's 2010 World Cup didn't go well, to say the least. Nicolas Anelka spat with Raymond Domenech, which began after a tactical disagreement during halftime of the game against Mexico, turned into a major incident as the French players refused to train following Anelka's dismissal from the squad. Anelka was also then handed a hefty 18-match ban by the French Football Federation. This ban was designed to prevent him from playing for the team again. French fans aren't pleased with any of this. Did you know about this feud? Next up, Arsene Wenger versus Sir Alex Ferguson. Since 1996, when Arsene Wenger took over at Arsenal, his relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson has been frosty at best. Arsene Wenger started it all by claiming that the fixture list was unfairly biased towards Manchester United. Since then, they have been battling each other verbally as they look to take their teams to the top of English football. These two have been feuding for years now, and it is one of the major beef battles in football right now. Both of these people really need to sort out this rivalry, but at the end of the day, neither of them can really do anything to stop each other. Next up, the English FA versus FIFA. Outside of anything to do with the pitch of soccer, the sport is based in politics. That is the source of the FA's dispute with FIFA. FIFA. This feud saw the FA complain about everything from goal line tech to the deep corruption within the company of FIFA as a whole. FIFA hasn't taken this well and has taken some measures to combat this. Both of these companies have been feuding for a while now. The fact that they are both huge stops them from really doing anything unless it comes down to a legal matter. Legality is where these sorts of cases are dealt with. Sadly, it's the worst case scenario for the loser, but the best for the winner. Only one side wins. Next up is our final point: Manchester United versus Manchester City. And our final part on this list is Manchester United versus Manchester City. This rivalry or feud has been brewing for years now. It has always been a very strong beef, but it has increased due to the success of Manchester City in recent years. This caused the two to become more tense than they have been in a long time. Both of the fan bases are very passionate and all live within one city. As we said earlier, this causes even more possibilities for them to clash. Hopefully at some point, these two sort out their beef and can work together to win something. And that's our list. There is so much pressure in the world of football. The money, the fine margins, and the bodies on the line all create a degree of tension that engenders feuds and rivalries that often take so many years to resolve, if they are ever at all. These feuds can easily develop between any combination of players, managers, clubs, organization committees, and groups of fans. This video showed some of the major feuds in the world of football today that you might not have heard about. They included violent rivalries, some constant media jabbing, and lots of major legal problems. Obviously, this list won't have included everything that is important that lots of people haven't heard about, but these were some of the better ones to talk about. Football has so many feuds that are so popular. People know lots about football and its beef because the fans are so involved. They really want to know everything that's going on. There are also many factors within every match and every team. This causes little battles between players or teams that eventually lead into full-on feuds. They don't even need to be on the pitch. Most of them take place off of it because they can actually do things to each other. At the end of the day, most beefs don't really lead to much because the companies are so huge. The only way these beefs are sorted or concluded are if they take legal action. Legal action is usually the best case scenario if the situation needs it. It's sad that they need to take legal action because these players just want to play the game. But if it needs to go there, it needs to go there. Hopefully you enjoyed this list. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments, and don't forget to let us know what other feuds you think deserve to be on this list or others that you feel are unknown. We hope you enjoyed the list and continue to follow us. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching.